Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. I have a fun project that requires no artistic abilities or really even any good crafting skills today. It's called palette knife painting. And I showed you a little teeny taste of it a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, I can't find the piece that I made, but I want to show you the full thing today. So we're going to be using these little palette knives that come from Dollar Tree. I think the metal ones, the actual professional ones, are probably way better, but these will do just fine. My two favorites, this is my favorite and this is my second favorite. Okay, so I'm going to put the other one back. And we're going to be using a variety of different colors of chalk paste. Yes. Did you know that you can use chalk paste with a palette knife? And we're going to be working on a Dollar Tree wooden pumpkin, and I have a couple other shapes over here. And then we're going to do a layered ribbon bow and add some doodads, and I'm going to show you this idea that I have. So as you're hopping on, say hi. Hi Pam. Hey Kathy. Hi Pat. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to ask any questions that you have along the way. Feel free to sprinkle if you would like to. I mean, you're seriously going to be so surprised at how this turns out. So I have this one pretty much done, and I'm going to show you what it will look like, and then I'm going to show you the idea real quick. I'm going to give you just a teeny tiny little peek, and then we'll do our project, which I have one right here, and at the very end we'll come back and I'll show you in detail what this looks like. So this was just a sign thing that I bought at Walmart, and I painted the back of it. And here's my palette knife pumpkin, and here's my little messy bow. And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be fun to hang this on the front door and just to put like 3 magnets there and 3 magnets on the back of this piece, and then you can swap these pieces out all year long, because Dollar Tree always has different shapes for every season. So that was my idea, and here's one more quick peek at what this looks like. It's awesome. It's also super easy. So let's make one. All right, does that sound good? CJ says it's much cooler in North Carolina. It's better here in Atlanta too. Our humidity is way down, so it's lovely. Okay, so I started with just some of these little wood pieces from Dollar Tree, and I put 1 coat of Waverly chalk. It's acrylic paint. The color is called plaster. It's a creamy color, okay? So I put 1 coat on there with a cruddy brush, because honestly, I want the ridges and the lines and stuff. Can you see that? I don't know how to hold it so that you can. Anyways, so I did that and let it dry. And then we are going to be painting off of a glass plate today. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook and the comments are in your way, you should be able to swipe them side to side or up or down, either with your finger, with your mouse, with a cursor, depending on what kind of a device you're on. So I was working on that project over there based off of these fabrics that I picked up at Walmart. Did you guys see that video where I showed you all these awesome little fat quarters? Yeah, I think that's what they're called, fat quarters, that I picked up for $1.47 each at Walmart. Anyway, so this is the inspiration for the colors. And with the other one, I also added a little touch of turquoise just because I felt like it. So we'll see if we need that for this one. All right, so I am going to start with my light brown, and this is called Irish Cream Chalk Paste. This is what it looks like. All right, and I'm just going to take my little palette knife and put a blob of it on my plate. Okay, and then we're gonna, I think you guys can see. Might be better if I do this off of a paper plate. You might be able to see better. Do I have any ones that are clean? Let's work off of this instead. I think you'll be able to see better than with my glass plate. So I'll just throw this over here. Okay, so I am just dipping my little palette knife in the chalk paste, and I'm gonna go just on, you just hold your finger right here, dip your palette knife in whatever your medium is. It can be acrylic paint also, but today I wanted to try to see if I could get this to work with chalk paste from Magnolia. And you know what? It does. So I'm all about using what you have, and if you have some chalk paste from Magnolia, go ahead and use that. So see, you're just sort of rubbing it on and it's catching on the bumps. Go this way. And I like to put some around the, so I just recently learned this technique from a friend named Beth of Ruffled Daisy, and I am obsessed with it right now. See how it's coming along? Not really pretty just yet. And I just want to get some color on here, and this is sort of the underlying color. Sometimes you're going to get it on in big clumps. Sometimes it's going to be wispy. It doesn't matter, because look at this one. This has a mix of big globs and wispy too. So in case you're thinking, oh no, she might have ruined that already. I don't think I do. And I do like to go around the edges with pretty much all the colors that we'll be using. Okay, so that's a good start. All right, the next color that I want to do, let me just get a wipe to wipe off my palette knife, my fingers as we're going along if I need to. The next color we'll do is a chocolate brown, and it is called Chocolate Brown. When I'm all finished, I'll get you guys links, and I'll get you the list of colors too. But if you're impatient and you want to just look, you can go to magnoliadiy.com and just click on the chalk paste tab, and it'll take you right there, and you'll be able to see all the colors that they have. Okay, so now I'm going to use the chocolate brown, and I'm just going to open it up and take some globs like this, put it on my plate. Close my little pots up quickly. And you guys, if you forget, like overnight, and you leave the lid off of your paste, or just over time, they can kind of tend to dry out because their natural form is dry. You can just do a little spritz of some water. This is my Magnolia sprayer, but I say this all the time, and it's super important. Don't use tap water, because tap water has all kinds of different impurities and bacteria and stuff that might not hurt us, but it will hurt your chalk paste. You'll start a science experiment in your chalk paste if you use something like that. So use distilled water, and you can get distilled water at every grocery store. It's usually in the same aisle as any other kind of water, and it's so inexpensive. I got mine that I have right now at Target, and it was a big container, and it was probably 75 cents or something. Sometimes you just get a big blob like that. Darn. You see? It's okay. Don't worry. So it looks like there's 370 people on live with me right now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, what is today, Thursday? And I'm glad that you're here with me. Oops. If you're new, I would love to see your name. So say new in the comments. If you have not been watching DIY Dreaming very long, or this might even be your very first time, yeah, go ahead and tell me. This is called Canary Yellow, and it looks kind of loud, but it's going to be toned down, so don't worry. I'm just going to take a little blob and put it on my paper plate. Go ahead and close that up. So we've used, the first one was Irish cream, then we used chocolate brown, and now we're going to use some Canary Yellow. And one thing I like about this project is that you could take whatever you want your colors to be and incorporate them into it. Easy. And like I said just a few minutes ago, if you don't have chalk paste, you could use acrylic paint also. Okay, I'm going to use my new heat tool from Magnolia, and I'm going to dry this a little bit because I don't want the colors to be all mixed together. I want them just to be sort of laying on top of each other. Okay, if you don't have a heat gun, but you're an impatient crafter like I am, you definitely need to get one. And this was brand new, so if you want to look, you can look at that on my website. All right, so here's where we are. Now let's get fun, and let's go to the orange. I mean, these colors are all fun, but let's really lay on some orange. Okay, this is called Orange Tiger, and it's a great color. Orange Tiger chalk paste and pumpkin pie ink are my two favorite colors for fall. Okay, and I'm going to really lay this on heavy. Can you guys see how super easy this is? I mean, seriously. Does it look like I have any crafting skills when I'm doing this? No. And the other thing is every single one that you do is going to turn out so different. So they're each going to be completely unique. And I really like that. I'll be curious to compare this one to the one that I did before I came live. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of this brown here, that first color. It's a little bit dry. Let's see, would that work? To put more on my on the stem. So I'm just going to pick some up and just okay. That is good. So let's do a little bit more drawing and then we'll keep going. What do you guys think about this idea? These, in case you're wondering, came from Dollar Tree. They're $1 and you get 3 different sizes. I got lucky. Well, I hate the word luck. I was fortunate when I went a few days ago because they had their burlap leaves in the store, and I've been looking for them for a while and not been able to find them, so I was excited about that. I'm going to show you also how to do this, this like bow out of some of that fabric that we got at Walmart this last week. Okay, so what do you think? Here it is. Let's compare. And here's this one. See, we're starting to get there. Starting. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's go and do some olive chalk paste. Oh, no, this is magnolia. This is olive. This is the olive color. I'm just going to take some. Putting it on my plate. My paste is a little bit dry, so I'm going to take a little distilled water and just put half of a teeny little spritz on that olive color chalk paste so I can work with it better. Oh, and I'm also going to tell you at the end what you need to do to this project if you plan to put it outside, which I think it would be a great front door hanger thing. Okay. It's coming along. Okay, let's do, I'm going to give this a little spritz because it's kind of dry. I think I've had this one for over a year and I haven't done very good paste maintenance, which if you're wondering what is paste maintenance, it's just taking care of your chalk paste, occasionally stirring it, adding some distilled water to it if it's a little dry. That's basically what it is. Okay, this is a cool color. It's called Mint Green. I wasn't gonna use it, but then I was feeling like my project was a little bit, like it didn't have a real strong pop of color. So I got this out and I used it on the other one and I thought, oh my gosh, it looks so good. You seriously could use absolutely any color you want. So you could make this project, you know, a purple and pink and lime green pumpkin. And you could make it real pumpkin colors, orange and yellow and red and a little brown. You could make it to go with whatever you want. Okay, it's looking good. We're getting there. Okay, I'm going to do turquoise also. I just feel like it. I'm in a turquoise kind of a mood. And this is actually called Tiffany Teal. So I'm just going to take a blob. Take a little more than that. I think this really adds a lot to the project. I don't know. You could also do this totally neutral with all neutral colors, gray and brown and that Irish cream. You could do some black. Okay, and right here I got a little crazy right there, but that's okay. I'm sort of heavy-handed with my palette knife. I think at some point soon I want to invest in, you know, a real one, not a plastic one like this from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna have to start looking. If you guys have suggestions on where to get a not super expensive, but a nice palette knife, I would love to know. Okay, it's looking great. All right, so next up, so that is it. That is the basic of doing a palette knife project. We might play with a couple of these little pieces. They're not going to be to go with this, but ooh, look at the difference. I was pretty heavy with the turquoise on this one and not so heavy on this one. Yeah, they look very different. So let's try just on this pumpkin shape, let's try just a little bit of orange and the turquoise. How's that sound? We'll just fiddle around just a little bit longer and then we'll go on to the bow. Just gonna stick my palette. These I did paint beforehand also. We'll do the acorn in the brown and the brown and the tan. dry this a little bit. So you could continue adding colors, but look, you can make some really cute little things with these too. Let's do the acorn just with the two different browns just to see what that might look like. And then we'll go on to the bow. Okay. Oh, my hands are slippery now that I got them wet. Okay, let's do the top first. So these were just painted just really like 20 minutes ago. The same plaster color of the Waverly chalk acrylic paint from Walmart. I don't know, this might be a giant fail. Because I was a little heavy-handed with it. Let's throw in just a smidge of turquoise just to see what that does. Yeah, I don't think this turned out great. But you can see that you can play around with this idea on any wooden piece, like the big ones or the small ones. It also works great on canvases because they're bumpy also. So, all right, let's do the bow now. And let me put all my paper plates and these guys away so that I have some room. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the same thing as I did for this one, except I don't have the turquoise fabric out, so oh well. Just look. See if I have anything in here that would be cute that is different. No, I think we're going to use these colors. Okay, so these came from Walmart. They're they look like this when you get them. They're rolled up like this, and they're fat quarters. And at my store, they were on the on an end cap as you're headed towards where the fabric and craft supplies are. So I am going to tear my strips just by taking a little snip. And I'm going to make some of them wider and some of them thinner. I'll make this one wider. I think we'll pass on this one. Okay, and I also used this green ribbon, this green wired ribbon from Dollar Tree, but I want to see if I can find my tan without knocking my camera over. There we go. We'll use this one instead. Okay, when I did my first bow, I ended up cutting it down quite a bit because the scale was all wrong. So I'm not going to be so crazy with the sizes on this one. All right, and I'm going to dovetail the end of this right from the start. That makes it easier. So what is everybody doing for the weekend? Does everybody have plans? Is anyone crafting this weekend? If you are, what are you making? Okay, I'm just gonna lay these two crisscross. A lot of different crafters have, you know, a different version of the same kind of thing. So I don't know what to call this. I don't know if this is Brooke's. What does she call hers? I can't think of what she calls her. Oh, refabbed bow. Or I don't know if this is Melanie Ferguson's bow that she calls hers a messy bow. Or maybe it's like something somebody else, another crafter does. Dovetail the end of each one of these pieces before I lay them in. So I'm just crisscross, crisscross. And then I'm gonna start making them a little bit shorter. So if you missed the very beginning, as soon as I'm finished here, you can go back and watch from the start because I talk about the whole process and where everything came from, and that's good information to have. All right, one more. We could add some raffia to it. There's so many different things we could do, but we're just gonna do this one kind of simple. I can cut two of these at the same time. Okay, so this is what I have, and I'm going to use a zip tie. You could use a piece of wire. Oh, and we're going to use some of these leaves as well. These Dollar Tree leaves. You could use a zip tie. You could use a piece of ribbon. You can use all different things to hold it all together. But I'm just using these little teeny zip ties that I think they're DiyDreaming brand. I think they came from Joann's. I'm not 100% certain though. And you're gonna scrunch it all together like this. And then you're just gonna put your little zip tie on it. And you want the zip to be in the back. Go through there. Going the wrong way. And you're just gonna fiddle around with your bow. And you can do it as tight as you want. Cut the tail off with not your best scissors. And you could add a little button if you wanted. Just looking, do I have any orange buttons in here? Yes, I do. Let's do that, that'll be pretty. So I'm just gonna glue that over the top of the little zip tie. Come back and get rid of some of the strings if those are a bother to you. So, and I'm looking on, as I'm finishing this up and I'm looking at it, what I'm thinking is it really needs a significant more amount of orange. What do you guys think? So this is the one we did just now, and this is the one I did before. And that is one great thing. You can keep adding and adding and adding to them as much as you want. I think this bow would look cuter on this one. And you could do a couple of these Dollar Tree leaves together. And these are great because you can bend them so they have some shape. So it could be something like that. What do you guys think? Let's do it. Let's glue it on this one. And we'll look at the other ribbon, the other bow that I have. It might work better with this other one. So let's put these on first. Another glue stick. So what do you guys think about this idea? Ouch. That would be a serious burn if I was using a hot temperature glue gun. So I'm glad I wasn't. I can tack these down better later. So there's the two leaves. And can you see how I just bent the little metal on the back, the little wire on the back of them to give them some shape? I think this turned out pretty darn cute. What do you guys think? Wouldn't that be cute to put in the center of another piece, like a hanger? You could also do some small words if you wanted on here, but I think just like this, it could be pretty cute. And this thing came from Walmart, if you're wondering. It was around $15 or $16. Okay, let me get my other bow. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. Okay, we'll see if this one, because it has more of the turquoise in it. I think this one will work better with this one, but I might want to cut it down a little smaller. I do want to do some leaves. I think those add a lot. And this is what the packages of leaves look like from Dollar Tree. They have 5 pieces in them. They had these maple leaves. They also had some that were shaped like more like oak leaves, which were pretty. Just gonna twist their stems together and then fold that behind. And give our leaves some shape. go ahead and put it on. What the heck? Oh, but I did want to tell you the last thing I did on this other pumpkin, which, let me think. If I don't put this outside, I don't necessarily have to do this to it, but I may still come back and spray it. If it's going to go outside, and I'll come back and do the ribbon because I need to cut that a little smaller. If it's going to go outside and you have any kind of humidity, then you want to seal this. And I just used my basic Rust-Oleum Ultra Clear Matte Spray Sealer on this one. What that's going to do is it's going to make it so that your chalk paste isn't going to get moist and like run. Now, don't put these in, you know, directly out in the elements. It would need to be on a covered porch or on a front door that had a covered awning or something. But I sprayed 2 coats on this just to make it permanent. And let's look at them. They're very different. You love Heidi's clothes. Oh, Becky, you're so sweet. You know what? I just got this dress at Walmart, which ordinarily I would not be buying summery clothes this time of year. It's in early September in case you're watching this on a replay. But I earned an incentive trip to Florida to this place called Club Med this month. And I earned my husband also. So it's really hot still there, and I just wanted a couple of summery new things to take. But this was from Target, and it was under $30. And I thought it was pretty cute. So there you go. There's your fashion information for the day. What do you guys think? All right, so let me know in the comments which one of these 2 you like. Let's call this one orange, because it's more orange really. And let's call this one turquoise or teal or something. Tell me which one you like better. Also, let me know if you would like a link for any of these chalk pastes, or if you have any other questions, or if you're interested in my new, this is called a heat gun, but I'm calling it my I'm Impatient tool, because I am impatient. So it's from Magnolia Design Co. And I can get you a direct link to this if you want to go look. It wasn't super expensive. You can use it for 100 different things, for drawing, for speeding up the process of just about any craft project. However, don't get it near any of your stencils because they will melt if they get hot. So, all right, well, thank you guys for joining me. I hope that you liked this project. I hope that you feel like this is something you could do easy peasy, because I really think it is. See, look how cute that would be. And I am going to trim this ribbon down a little bit, but just to see, just to get the impression. This is what it looks like. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you'll join me tomorrow and on Sunday for Christ in Crafting here at DIY Dreaming. If you want to take 2 seconds to look up here to see if you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming and turned on your notifications, that might be a good thing to do if you want Facebook to serve you the craft projects that I'm doing here. You can also do this, but this is better. Or say something in the comments, and that will increase the chance that Facebook will show you what I have going on. You can always just come to DIY Dreaming and look through the videos that I have here whenever it's convenient for you. You don't have to watch these live, and so if you're a 3 a.m. kind of person like I am, and you can't go back to sleep and you feel like watching some crafting videos, you can find about 400 or maybe even 500 of them here at DIY Dreaming. And just scroll through the list and choose what you would like to see. All right, guys, I'm going to just make this a prettier looking screenshot. And then I will say goodbye, but thanks so much for joining me. If you decide to do a project like this, a palette knife painting of any sort, I would love to see what you do. Feel free to put pictures here in these comments if you would like, or to go over to our group page, which is Dreamy DIY. And it's DREAMY space DIY. If you haven't already asked to join and answered the questions, you can do that. And you could also put pictures over there. I know we'd all love to see more ideas, especially if you do some like unique colors or something. All right, I'll let this roll for just a second and then I'll say goodbye. What color ink did you use to paint your pillow with the birds and branches stencil? That was from a different company. That one was from Maker Studio. And I'll have to go look because honestly I don't remember. But I can send you a private message with that information this afternoon. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more projects that are going to be quick. They're going to be super easy. You don't have to be an expert crafter or an artist to do these. They're going to be affordable. They're going to sometimes be a little bit different, and they're almost always going to involve either faith, family, or flowers. Okay, have a great rest of your day.